Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to a trip to the 80s here, a trip I've been wanting to have more often, and according to some responses to a poll, some social media posts, and so on, a trip that many have also been interested in, which works great for me as I grew up with a lot of these films. So for this one, I checked out a film which, I saw the VHS cover for several times back in the day, but never really got around to seeing until just recently, which is for Creature from 1985, also known as a Titan find. The stars of this film may not be that recognizable by name, but let's just say we have the dad from Ferris Bueller, we have the Penguin's mom, she was also in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, as well as the wife from American Dad, and Nosferatu, the one from the 70s, Klaus Kinski. Anyways, the synopsis for this old 80s sci-fi horror film is as follows. After a member of a geological research team who was sent to Saturn's largest moon, Titan, crashes her spacecraft into a space station, another team is sent to Titan to investigate, not knowing the terror that awaits them. Often being seen as like an alien ripoff at the time, and upon finally watching it, I guess I can see that there are some very strong similarities here, but it's still very good in its own way. We have this great mystery about this expedition to Titan and something which was found. Like the synopsis says, the research team zooms in without warning and crashes into the station, causing another team to need to be dispatched to determine just what the hell happened. In similar fashion to countless sci-fi films, they land to investigate, end up breaking down, and we have them trying to survive, investigate, repair that ship, and then just get the heck out of there. Now, along the way, our team comes across Kinski's character, who is odd, to say the least, a bit eccentric and lecherous for sure. He was there as part of this German expedition, he's got some experience now with whatever this creature is and whatever they were investigating. But rather than go, play by play with all that, let's just get to the creature itself and the overall look and feel of what to expect should you decide to check this one out. Because as for the creature goes, this one, it feels like your usual stuck on a planet space station ship kind of film that works pretty well, but that creature, the titular character after all, this is where I can really see that Alien from 1979 influence, in more than just a long, sloping skull and gangly body kind of a way, but also that there's this parasitic aspect to it, to what's going on, which will attach to people. Not to incubate a creature inside of them, but to control them, similar to those cordyceps or whatever that fungus is called, which will attach to and control ants and crickets that I've seen in some of these documentaries. And I believe that was also used as the basis for the fungus in The Last of Us. Now, this will control the others through this infection. That's where it kind of stands out from the Alien comparison and kind of has its own feat. Because there are portions where somebody seems fine, but then there's this reveal that they have, part of this creature kind of attached to them. For instance, that they're just kind of infected in another way, giving that paranoia seen in other sci-fi films such as The Thing, at least from what the audience sees from this. Some of the characters do seem to kind of catch on to that. I guess take the case of one character that, they just know that something isn't right, such as the environmental controls have been going kind of crazy, our main cast is sweating like pigs, but one character isn't even breaking a sweat in the slightest, so their suspicions rise. And slowly, as those suspicions rise, there are people being taken out, and while not a perfect film in any sense, still a lot of fun. And that's the key with this one, and that's what I, like about most films that I recommend, is that they just have to have some sort of aspect of fun to it. Going into this one, you need to be ready for some really cheesy stuff, because while the story and the script work really well, and even the performances, this is a B-movie. But a B-movie more in execution only due to the low budget it has in that look and feel. Every shot's just a little bit off, like one step too far away from Star Trek and Star Wars and Alien, and the creature itself, while it is a really cool looking design, it definitely has that guy in a rubber suit look that's kind of going on with it. Slow reveals were okay when it's kind of half hidden, but when there's more light and it's kind of more in your face, it's off, and perhaps a bit laughable at times. Also, the sets seem not quite as real, as tactile and functional as compared to other films with a much higher budget. Buttons being pressed which don't seem to move or react, like they're pressing something glued or something painted. Overall, though, it's paced pretty well. There are a few slowdowns, but if anything, this is at least a nice look into the 80s for some sci-fi horror, which isn't one of the flagship franchises or well-known classics, or even better-known cult classics, which in later years have, kind of gained in popularity in hindsight. But surprisingly, it's still a lot of fun, and at a slim 90 minutes or so, with actors who take the material, surprisingly seriously, and an interesting story, it makes it, kind of easy to overlook those low-budget effects and sets and the rubber suit alien, and make it more than worth checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out my latest little video here for Creature from 1985, which at the time of this video is available on NGM+, Fubi, Roku, and a bunch of services that I'm not available with, so definitely check out that Just Watch app to see if it's available on the service you have. And of course, it's on paid rental. But also I found out that at the time of this video, it's all been uploaded to YouTube somehow. It's a little bit of a darker image, a little bit more washed out. So I will link to it at the end, but it may get taken down eventually. Believe it or not, I actually scooped this one up on Blu-ray. I wanted a nice little physical media copy of it. Basically, it was only 15 bucks up at Viper Video, and it was definitely worth it for something cheesy to kind of sit back and have a little retro movie night with. Anyways, that's all I got for this quick entry here. I'm likely going to focus on more of these films from the 80s, as they definitely are a lot of fun, and I still have that In Search of Darkness watch list that I've been wanting to work my way through a lot of those titles. Now, for those unfamiliar, I will link to a video I did about that documentary from a few years ago. It's kind of old and cheesy, but I'll let you know what that In Search of Darkness documentary is. But there are tons of old 80s films on there, mainly horror and horror sci-fi. But anyway, so be on the lookout for that link coming up in just a moment. But before it does, if you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up, and if not already subscribed, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.